Embarking on an inner journey of shadow work is a powerful way to heal and transform your inner self and really change your life for the better. However, shadow work isn't always an easy process to do all on your own. And maybe you have also wondered, should you be doing shadow work on your own? And when to seek help? Would it be ideal to do shadow work on your own? And when do you really need help? And in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about that, the benefits of doing shadow work on your own, and also when would it be ideal to seek help so you don't have to do this all on your own. Because shadow work, as powerful and life transformative of a process it is, it also comes with its own challenges and difficulties, because when you're doing shadow work, you're going deep, you're uncovering those shadow aspects, and they can bring up a lot of negative emotions that, if it's a little too intense, it can be very overwhelming, challenging, and often even emotionally painful. So there are certain instances when it would be ideal to seek help. And I want to talk a little bit more about that in this video. So shadow work is really a powerful process that you can do on your own. So don't think that you have to seek help to do shadow work. You can do your own shadow work, because there are definitely a lot of benefits with that. The first benefit is that, for one, it's self-paced. You can do this on your own terms. You can go as deep as you would like. You can also stay more above the surface. You can go at your own pace and however you feel called to go about this. And also you can go about your own comfort level, because certain things you are not ready to dive into, right? So here you can choose what you work with, what you work through, what you dive into, and also the speed of how you go about this. So it's really beneficial to do shadow work on your own, because also you can work through things when things come up, which is really empowering as you're then working through things as they're coming up, because you can then really tap into your power as you're really diving into the shadow aspects when you're being triggered, and then move past that. Now, another benefit is that you actually can learn a lot about yourself, because as you're really embracing this deep inner reflection, you uncover your true authentic self. You learn a lot about yourself, which otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. So doing shadow work on your own can really help you uncover a lot about yourself, about your traits, about who you are deep beneath the surface. So you're really rediscovering your true authentic self through shadow work, through this personal inner reflection. And another benefit is that it helps you really become more empowered, because as you're becoming aware of all these shadow aspects, you're working through them, you're learning more about yourself, you're healing them, you're releasing them, you're uncovering the gift and really embodying the gift, integrating the gift. That is so powerful, because then as you're then breaking through these shadow aspects, that helps you feel more empowered. You then develop more of that self-resilience, that self-empowerment. So it's absolutely beneficial and powerful when you do shadow work on your own. And of course, then you also don't have to wait until you have that next session with whoever you're working with, but you can do it in the moment when things come up. Because when you're being triggered, when those shadow aspects are being triggered, in the moment, you want to do the healing, the clearing, the releasing in the moment. And that in itself is so powerful, because then you can let it go as you then continue moving forward. So it's a great on-the-spot kind of process then as well, once you learn how to really go about this. And here I have a video for you. It's 6 steps of how to heal your shadow self. It's in the description below, so you can learn how to then also do on-the-spot healing as well. So these are the benefits of doing shadow work on your own. Now, but when do you need to seek help? Because like I said, shadow work, as powerful of a process as it is, there's going to be times when you may need to seek support. And here are some of the signs that would be a good indicator that maybe now is a time for you to really seek help. The first one is overwhelming emotions. When you are feeling so overwhelmed by what's coming up as you're really embarking on your shadow work journey, it can be quite emotionally overwhelming for you. So if you're experiencing that emotional overwhelm, or you're having challenge with coping with what you're uncovering, that is a great sign that you may benefit from seeking help. because otherwise it can be too much for you, and it can cause that downward spiral where you're really diving deep into the emotional turmoil, and it's going to be very challenging for you to come out of it again. Then the second sign is when you're re-experiencing trauma. Now, trauma work is part of shadow work because a lot of the shadow aspects that you're uncovering, they come from certain traumatic events that you've experienced in the past. Now here, traumatic events can be quite intense. It can be really the traumatic events, but it can also be those gentler traumatic events, the things where you just had some negative experience that in the moment felt quite traumatic, but they're not as traumatic as, let's say, losing a loved one or really having that intense traumatic experience. Let's say you had a big accident or things like that. Right? So when you're re-experiencing those traumatic events, so you're being re-traumatized, then here too is a great sign that you might want to get help, because you don't necessarily want to work through these big traumatic events on your own, because there is that risk to re-traumatize yourself. So big traumatic events, you may actually want to seek help for that, or you want to be really, really gentle with yourself. But if you're noticing that you're being re-traumatized by a certain experience that you have had, you want to seek help, because you don't want to really open up Pandora's box and then re-experiencing all of that and then kind of going back into the trenches and then reliving it all over again, because that can really derail you, also push you down that rabbit hole of immense, deep emotional turmoil. So you don't want to do that. So if you're noticing that there's certain things that are a little too intense, seek help before you even go there, before you even work through that. Then another sign is if you're stuck in a negative pattern. If no matter what you're doing your shadow work, you're doing your inner healing, but you're constantly finding yourself stuck in that negative pattern, those persistent negative patterns that you can't break free from, that also is a great sign that you might want to get help, because sometimes you may be missing a very important aspect that someone else can actually help you uncover, to really help you break free from those patterns, because we all have somewhat of a safety mechanism within us that keeps us from uncovering certain things that deep down we know that if we go there, it's going to be very traumatic, it's going to be very challenging, so I'm not even going to touch that, I'm not even going to go there. So if you're experiencing those very persistent negative patterns, that too is a great sign that you might want to get help by someone that can really help you uncover, well, what are those stuck patterns? What is really holding you back from breaking free from that? And then the final sign here is like if you are having mental health concerns, like if you've had a history of anxiety and depression, then shadow work may not be something that you want to do on your own, because here you can really re-traumatize yourself. You can have that overwhelm of emotions that can trigger depression, anxiety, and worse, it could even also lead to other mental health issues. So here you want to then seek help. And seeking help can mean many different things. It can be that you seek the help of a counselor or a therapist, or if you don't really like that route, you can also find, like, let's say, a spiritual teacher, an energetic healer, someone that has experience with shadow work. You can also find, let's say, a support group, whether it's a spiritual support group or just a regular support group. But you can find different avenues that can help you with shadow work. And here I want to invite you to consider maybe joining me in Transcendence. That's my membership where I offer deep inner healing and support and guidance on your journey of shadow work, inner healing work, raising your consciousness, really stepping into your power and things like that. So if you want to learn more about that, there's a link in the description below. Within Transcendence, there are weekly live coaching calls, monthly workshops, monthly challenges, and then also an online course portion that can assist you in all this beautiful inner healing work to really transcend into a higher way of being, overcoming any blocks and limitations and things that are really holding you back. So if that's of interest to you, check out the link in the description below. That might be a great avenue for you to start getting the support that you need on this journey of deep inner healing and inner shadow work. But finding support is going to be very important for you if you are feeling stuck. So like I said, there are many different directions you can go into, whether it's the traditional of therapy and counseling or the not so traditional one, the spiritual mentor, the inner healing, energy healing, and things like that, or like I said, a support group. But these are great avenues for you to get support that you need on this inner healing journey. And here just some benefits around seeking help is, well, for one, you don't have to do this all on your own. You can get the guidance and the support from someone that is really skilled in shadow work, especially when it comes to those stuck emotions, the stuck negative patterns, or also those traumatic events. By you getting support, an outside person can help you really uncover, well, what's really at the root of things. They can guide you, they can support you, and if they're also then doing energetic healing, they can help you heal and clear and release that negative charge around what has been going on, what happened, those traumatic events, the overwhelming emotions and things like that. So you can get the guidance and support. It's also a safe space, because you doing it on your own can be quite chaotic, can be quite challenging, because you're not quite sure how to even go about this, what's really triggering you, how to heal it and clear it. So working with someone, it's like a safe space for you to then really open yourself up. Then during that session, like, you're not going to leave the session being all re-traumatized, but a skilled person can help you, for one, uncover what's going on and help you work through it and heal it and release it and clear it. So by the end of the session, you're not feeling the intense emotions anymore. And of course, accountability is also part of it, because on this journey of inner healing, self-discovery, you want to stay committed to the process. You want to do, like, on a consistent basis, work through your shadows, work through your inner blocks and things like that. And when you work with someone, they can assist you with that through accountability. And ideally, you actually want to combine the self-work with the supportive work. So doing shadow work on your own, but then also getting the help, getting the support. Because when something comes up and you don't have another session for, let's say, another couple of days or a week or whatnot, you don't want to stay stuck in this. So by you doing your own shadow work, your own inner healing in the moment when things come up, and then work with someone, on deeper issues, on things that you on your own are not able to work through and clear and heal, that is ideal. Doing the combination of both, doing shadow work on your own and then working with someone for the deep inner healing. That is absolutely beneficial and powerful. That can give you the best results. So I hope that now you have a better understanding of when should you do shadow work on your own and when would it be ideal to seek help. Now, I am a big advocate for shadow work. I have been doing shadow work for many years, and I have also done my own shadow work, but I also work with mentors and coaches and healers for the deep inner healing work, because there are certain things that I'm not ready to touch that are traumatizing to me. So I get the help to receive the guidance, the support in healing those things on a deeper level. But I'm really a big advocate for shadow work, because I have seen on myself and with the work I do with my clients of how powerful and life transformative shadow work can really be. So I really hope I inspired you to embark on your own shadow work healing journey, and then also maybe get the support, whether it is on a professional level or maybe joining a support group like Transcendence. Whatever way suits you best, that you really resonate with you the most, will be ideal. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment below. Let me know, how are you going about your shadow work journey? Are you doing it alone, or are you actually getting support? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. I would love to know. But also be sure to check out these two videos here. That's the video about 6 steps of how to heal your shadow, and also another video about how to recognize the shadow triggers that can give you some insights into what triggers you. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.